So I recently spotted this wine called The Kids Are Finally Asleep. Like, that is literally the name of the wine. That's what's on the bottle. And then there's this other one, this brand that's called Friday at 5:01 p.m. Again, that is literally the name of the wine. When I saw this, I couldn't help but think, oh my goodness, like in this day and age, how are you meant to know if your drinking is a problem when the problem itself is marketed as a punchline? Over the years, I've seen plenty of Facebook memes that say, it's wine o'clock somewhere, and birthday cards that say things like, as long as there's wine, everything's fine. But up until just recently, I'd never seen bottles of wine with names like, the kids are finally asleep. And it really got me thinking about how often alcohol is marketed to us as the answer to everyday problems and stresses, especially for women. And I think this is a real problem because if you are drinking every night, how do you know if that's become an issue for you when it's so normalised and the act of over-drinking, drinking over life stresses is just so commonplace that people joke about it? And I really hope it doesn't sound like I'm having a sense of humour failure here, because I don't think I am. I genuinely think the humour is part of the problem. Because when you're struggling with something that other people can just laugh off or joke about, then it is just that little bit harder to say, actually, this is serious for me and I don't think this is working for me anymore. I can't laugh about it. All this stuff makes you doubt your own instincts. When the world keeps telling you that wine is just a bit of fun and a reward for doing it all, it's easy to feel like you're the odd one out for even questioning it. Even when you know, like something deep down doesn't feel right. And for me personally, I spent years feeling stuck with my drinking. Because on the one hand, although I knew my drinking didn't feel right, and I knew that if this was gluten or meat or dairy that was giving me such a bad reaction, I knew I'd be cutting it out and changing my behaviour. And yet, it seems so extreme to do the same with alcohol. And keep in mind that back then, I used to think the sign of a good night out was not being able to remember it all. Honestly, sometimes I have to laugh at myself. No wonder I found it so hard. If you can relate to this, maybe if you're feeling a bit torn right now between your gut instinct and what seems normal and commonplace, then I've got 3 things I want to share with you. So first of all, how much time are you spending thinking about drinking? And by that I mean planning it, negotiating with yourself, battling, looking for help, Googling stuff about alcohol. How much time do you spend regretting or beating yourself up about it? How often do you tune out of a conversation that you're having with someone else because you're thinking about what happened last night or whether you will let yourself drink today? I know it might be hard to put an exact number on this, but you just want to be really aware of it, because anything that is on your mind a lot, that's telling you something. There's something to pay attention to there. Second thing, is there anything else in life where you've taken a decision that goes against the grain? Perhaps you don't eat ultra-processed foods, even though they are so widely available, they're so cheap and very normalised. Maybe you've gone vegan, even though none of your friends agree. No one else has gone down that route. Or perhaps there's something else that's just completely normalised in 2025, but you have a different view on it. And you just decided you are not getting swept along with everyone else and all that marketing crap, and you can see through the hype. I just want you to remind yourself of how independent and bloody minded that you can be. I know you can. The third thing I want to share with you is that if you really find yourself in this grey zone, so you're a grey area drinker, that means you're not a normal drinker, whatever normal means, but you know you're not a raging alcoholic either. If you're in that grey zone and you don't know what to do about it, and maybe you're actually scared to take the next step, I've got something that is going to help you. It's a gentle, 7-day mini course to help you take back control of your drinking without pressure or guilt or labels. And unlike some of my other programs, you don't have to stop drinking to take part. You literally just need to be open-minded, curious, and willing to try something a bit different. So if your gut is whispering that it's time for a change, listen to it. You're not alone, and you don't have to figure this all out by yourself.